All right, is it still bright enough? Is it bright enough? Okay.
Bright enough.
We're just gonna wing it. All right, you ready?
Sure.
What's that noise?
Somebody banging.
Is the door open?
Yes.
I think the focus is on you, but it's not on me. Do you notice that?
Try to transfer the focus.
Scoot closer together.
Babe, I'm all the way over. I'm now sitting on
It's
the
okay.
edge of the
It's
chair.
good. It's a good thing.
Any-
Hey guys, it's Andrea from the vlog Pine and Prospect Home, and I'm here today with my husband, and he doesn't want to do this. But the cool thing about today is that today, 10 years ago, you and I were married, June 26th of 2010. And we are actually in a resort, I think it's called a resort. It's called the Breakers Resort in St. Ignace, Michigan. And if you go to my Instagram page, I've been sharing all of what we've been doing these past few days, and I saved it in a highlight on Instagram. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. We went to Mackinac Island yesterday, and that was a lot of fun.
Very exhausting. But
It
fun.
was a lot of walking. We actually rented bikes and drove all around the island, and I think that was your favorite part.
Definitely
right?
my favorite part.
Yeah. He said I was slowing him down. But so anyways, okay, a couple of months ago we were asked, I actually put a little question box on Instagram, and I said, if I were to do a question and answer with my husband, what questions would you have? And unfortunately, I can't find those questions.
Yeah, so how are you gonna know what to ask?
I'm just gonna ask him because I remember a lot of them.
So this is about me?
Well, kind of about both of us. So, for those of you that don't know, we have 3 boys together, 3 little boys. Ethan is 7, he'll be 7 next month. Gabriel is 4, and Caleb is 2. We think we want a 4th.
At this point, I don't think it's a think. I think it is a want.
Okay, yes. So one of the questions we're asked about all the time is, how do we get projects done with kids? All the time I get that question. How are you guys always doing projects when you have 3 little ones? So,
You want me to answer this?
you have any insight?
I would say that it's just making sure one of us isn't doing something at the
Yes.
time.
That's true.
And
Yes. We can't both be doing it. There's no
Definitely
way.
not.
There's no way.
we've tried, it's very difficult.
Stressful.
It's frustrating. So we just try to split the time. I
Yeah.
do a lot of work in the mornings or the afternoons, depending on who wants to do what.
Yes, and one of the things that I want to throw out there is that my husband is, his degree is in pastoral ministries, and so that is his first passion, is working in our church, but he also works as a paraprofessional at our local school, so he actually has summers off. So I think that makes a huge difference when people are like, how do you guys get so much done? He's home in the summertime, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Because I feel
definitely.
like it gives us, that's my favorite time of year, so we get to do a lot of stuff with the family, and I love having you
I love being home.
those 3 months. Yeah, you have to make sure just one parent needs to be on child duty.
Yeah.
The other question I got a lot was, how do you get your husband to do projects? A lot of women, they were like, how do you convince your husband to do all these things? So I think I must be
How do I
extremely blessed,
I don't know how I answer that.
because he always says
It's
yes.
not difficult. Some of the projects are difficult, and
But when I come to you with an idea, okay, that you don't always say
Okay,
yes.
so-
You don't always.
no, I mean, if you're gonna be honest on this question and answer thing, I'm not always like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea, let's do it. My wheels are turning. I'm always thinking, man, that's gonna be very difficult to figure out. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a contractor professionally, so a lot of things takes a lot of time for me to think about and think through. And I think once I start something, that's usually when
Yes.
that's the hardest part is always starting.
Mhm.
And once I start it, then I start to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
But as far as her getting me to do it, I think I like to see the sketch of what it is that she's wanting to do. And I think once I see it visually, then I'm like, okay, it's either a hard no or big maybe, depending on when it is that I start.
I think too that like a lot of people asked, how does he know how to do all these things? Like,
Okay.
And I think what he said is exactly right. You just have to do it. Like you just learn. YouTube.
Some things are hard. I look up, but I have a background. I've worked at our local hardware for over 10
Yeah,
years.
That's true.
So I've gotten familiar with tools and how they work.
Learned a lot.
So I have learned a lot from people, and then I don't know. I just do it, and
Yeah. You just have to do it. And I think people are so scared to
I will
start.
say I do get frustrated with things, and I
Yeah.
do multiple cuts, and I mess up a lot. So the finished product is not always the journey was hard
Yeah.
to get to where,
Obviously.
for sure.
A lot of times you guys see the finished product and this beautiful reveal and you don't realize that there were a lot of,
Bangings and beatings and throwings of things, for sure.
Oh my word. Yeah.
Sorry, maybe that can get cut out. I don't know.
Hey, it's true. Okay, well, I think that was honestly all of the questions really revolved around those three things. How do you get stuff done? What does your husband have a background in this? How did he learn to do all these things? I think we could probably wrap it up with maybe some, I don't know. I'd feel weird giving marriage tips.
I'm the worst for that.
How have we lasted 10 years?
Well,
Well, first of all, if you don't know lots of listening, yeah. If you don't know our story, we were high school sweethearts. We met, I was in 9th grade, he was in 10th.
Are you able to
I
show
think-
snippets, clips
Yeah, I
of those
should, I
pictures?
should.
No, don't show mine.
Obviously, people are going to watch this that have been married for like 30, 40, 50 years. I know I have a lot of older viewers than myself that are always giving me tips and advice about, cherish this time with your little ones and stuff like that. But then I do have viewers that are much younger than me too. Maybe you're about to get married or you're just starting off. So I think we could throw in some things here. So you say listening, lots of listening.
For the husband, yes. Over the years, I've learned to close my mouth more,
Same.
and
Listen more.
and listen more, and not get easily frustrated when I notice that when things aren't going well and she's upset. I don't know, just backed off, or at least tried to and be more kind and loving.
Yeah.
And it's taken a long time for me to actually figure that out.
One of the things that you'll do a lot, which I appreciate, if he comes home from work and I've had a frustrating day, he'll just hug me, which is like so much more meaningful than him trying to get to the root of the problem or what happened. He'll just give me a big hug and like immediately I feel better. I think it helps a lot to, I personally feel this way, just to constantly be just grateful and not nagging and complaining and just really praising your husband and lifting him up, because there's there's a reason why you married him to begin with, and sometimes we forget those reasons and we start to look at what needs to be fixed and worked on. And so trying to focus on all of his amazing qualities and what he does for me every single day, and just pointing that out constantly and showing gratitude and thanking him all the time, I think really creates a healthy relationship. And of course, when I do praise him, he's like, "Oh, stop! No, that's not true."
Oh, yeah.
And,
It's not.
but I know that it makes him feel good for me to tell
Okay.
for me to tell him,
All right.
hey, I really appreciate what you're doing. That means a lot to me. I know you've been working hard and now you're doing stuff around the house. So, anyways,
Is that all the questions that you wanted to cover?
I think so. Yeah, if you have more, let us know. He has been super supportive with my YouTube channel, and
I don't know if I want to be on any other videos besides this.
anyways, I think that we're gonna wrap that up. We only wanted to talk for like 10 minutes because
That's all the
obviously-
time we have.
But we really appreciate you guys following along, and thank you so much for just all of your support ever since I started this channel. And maybe you'll be seeing more of Mike in the future.
That's a big maybe.
If you are new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week, or I will see you next week. Be sure to head over to my Instagram page and watch my 10-year anniversary highlight button to see all of the beautiful places we have visited these past few days. It has been so amazing, and we're very thankful to my parents who took the boys for us.
I'm very thankful, yes.
Yes, it's been really nice spending quality time together. So, anyways, bye guys. See you later. You're gonna say bye.
Say bye.